Hello there, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, and members of the public. My name is Tatiana Arno. I am your city engineer, and I'm here to present the Fifth Amendment to Agreement A-8096 with WKE Incorporated for the Rice Avenue at 5th Street / State Route 34 grade separation project. So the recommendation is that the City Council approve and authorize the mayor to execute a Fifth Amendment with WKE Incorporated Agreement A-8094 in the amount of $495,559.48 for a new not-to-exceed contract value of $9,500,957.18 to complete the plan specifications and estimates for the Rice Avenue at 5th Street / State Route 34 grade separation project number 133101. So this project, it's a safety-related project that will construct a new 6-lane bridge over the railroad tracks at the intersection of Rice Avenue, 5th Street, and State Route 34. There'll be an image later on in this presentation that'll help orient you as to where this project is located. But essentially, it'll be enhancing safety by eliminating conflicts amongst the vehicles, pedestrians, bicyclists, and trains at this railroad crossing. It will also relieve congestion, reduce emissions, and facilitate commerce by improving access over down to the Port of Hueneme. So this is a multi-benefit project that is fully funded with state funds at this time. And so the scope is to basically the scope will align Rice Avenue about 250 feet to the east of the existing Rice Avenue between Sturgis Road and Woolley Road. And again, there'll be an aerial image later on that'll help show this alignment. But basically, this project will also include a brand new bridge structure, one connector road, 2 new traffic signals, and then existing traffic signal improvements, specifically up at Rice and Sturgis. It will also include Class 2 on-street bicycle lanes, as well as sidewalk and ADA improvements. So here are a couple renderings. On the top right-hand side, you'll see Rice Avenue facing south. So this is when you're actually on top of the bridge itself as you're heading down to Woolley Road. And then on the bottom here, we have a rendering of State Route 34 / 5th Street facing west, right? So this is what it looks like as you're heading westbound and entering 5th Street. So just to give you some context as to what this is going to look like ultimately. And like I said, an aerial image here. So existing Rice Avenue alignment runs straight up and down. This new alignment will actually curve about 250 feet away at the center line of Rice Avenue on 5th. And this is also showing that one connector road that was mentioned previously. So as far as the timeline for this agreement with WKE, it was originally executed in 2018 for the plan specifications and estimate phase of this project. And so that was in the amount of $5.3 million. There were some amendments later on, first and second, as we shifted the alignment. So originally the bridge was going to go straight up north-south, but that estimate came back at $170 million due to much utility relocation that needed to occur there, amongst a couple other items. And so this alignment is actually going to save approximately $50 million by being estimated at $117 million right now. So as part of that shift at the 65% plans, we amended the contract for $3 million. And there's been some items that have come up as we get through the project development team process with Caltrans that have required WKE to perform additional work that wasn't originally scoped. So we've come back for some amendments, and we are in that situation again. So we're requesting this Fifth Amendment for $495,000 to bring the new total up to $9.5 million for this $117 million construction project, right? So basically, at this point, PS&E is substantially complete. We have 100% plans in hand. There's very little work left to do. There's just a couple things that are getting figured out as far as once we're in the construction phase. But really, we're almost at the finish line. But to get there, we need to amend the contract for WKE and add this additional work. So one is for the oil well abandonment. We need them to prepare detailed drawings and specifications for 2 oil wells that we now have to abandon as part of this project due to the realignment, right? So they're going to help us coordinate with the owners, which is Shell, Caltrans, the city, and the county to process all the necessary permits and approvals for this oil well abandonment. We also need them to do a dewatering analysis to basically evaluate the rate of groundwater discharge and review geotechnical and geologic data, just again, as we're getting prepared to move forward with this construction project. These are the details that still need to be figured out. And so we need to present those findings and recommendations in a memorandum to make sure that when this thing gets built, it gets built correctly, right? Similarly, we need a pile drivability study. This will incorporate data for the hammer driving system that's going to be used for this project, or it's going to incorporate a presumptive hammer driving system as selected by the geotechnical consultant. So we're still working through those details. And then finally, the bid package itself, they're going to be coordinating with us here at the city to prepare the construction bid package to go out to bid. So as far as right-of-way goes, this project is going to be acquiring ultimately 17 parcels from 10 different property owners in fee and some in temporary easements as we put in a temporary road for this project. Of the 10 property owners receiving offers, we have one in escrow, which closes this month. Well, by the time this goes to council would have been the previous month, but another 6 are in negotiation. If negotiation fails, Caltrans will then be pursuing condemnation. So they are our right-of-way agent. They're acting on behalf of the city as the project sponsor. So that will allow them to go through condemnation if we are not able to get through negotiations. And then we have the final 3, which are estimated to receive offers this summer. So in order to complete the right-of-way, the following additional work is necessary, and this is where we still need the assistance of our consultants over at WKE. We need additional survey, revisions to the appraisal maps, additional independent appraisal reviews, exhibits, additional documentation engineering drawings for the offers themselves, data collection on generator facility recently installed by United Water. We need additional exhibits and documents for the Union Pacific Railroad parcels and assistance during the negotiations with the UPR construction agreement, right? That's a very cumbersome process as well. And so they're going to be at our side assisting us with this additional scope. So as of right now, and we're putting it in red here, the anything that's in that red asterisk, it's tentative schedule dependent upon the condemnation process, right? So we don't control that. We're at the mercy of the actual process. And again, Caltrans as our right-of-way agent is able to process this for us, but everything is tentative dependent on that. And so condemnation does require a CTC vote for a resolution of necessity in subsequent court proceedings. So that's for each property owner, right, that we go through this process with. And right now, there's at least 6 that we believe may end up in this category. So in August of this year, there will be a CTC vote for a resolution of necessity if negotiations fail again. That doesn't mean it's going to happen, but if it does, this is something that we have to factor into our overall schedule. And then in October, Caltrans would approve the 100% PSNE. In March, Caltrans would certify the right-of-way. By March of 2023, June of 2023, the city would request allocation for construction funding from the CTC. And as soon as we receive that allocation approval, then we would advertise for bids, presumably in July of 2023. And by December 2023, we should have construction contract awarded. And so that factors in actually putting the bid out for an extended period of time, probably 45 to 60 days for such a large project, and then getting onto the council agenda and going through that process of awarding. As far as the financial impact goes, the total cost for this agreement amendment to Agreement A-8094 with WKE, again, is about $500,000 more for a new total of $9.5 million. We do have sufficient budget appropriation, which is, again, fully funded by the Trade Corridor Enhancement Program grant, already contained within Project 1-3-101. Basically, this is all approved for this fiscal year, and we're not asking for any additional appropriations at this time. We are ready to go. We just need this amendment to be approved and signed by the mayor here. That does conclude this presentation. I thank you for taking the time to listen. I'm happy to take any questions.